Hi, this is Sergeant Beast Larson coming to you from the deep south where my new granddaughter was born Thursday night. Now I have 2 grandchildren. So I'm away from home, done some traveling, a little bit late to make this. This video is about holding your ground, your position, your weapons, your tactics. I'm not calling anybody out. I don't normally want to talk about things negatively, but coming as retired police and defensive tactics instructor, working in a prison, I keep watching videos where folks are making some crucial mistakes and getting hurt. I just want to highlight on this for a minute. Police officers, the ground that you've obtained, the position as you move from your cruiser towards the house, the building, the tree, your cover, whatever, you don't give that up. You don't give that up unless you have to, life-threatening, and then you make a tactical retreat. I've watched a couple videos, McDonald's, people inside McDonald's, they're going out of control, they're crazy, officer shows up. The last one I watched, as soon as the officer, young officer, opened the door, the guy goes in a karate stance. The officer pulls a taser. There's a little bit of conversation back and forth, and I've seen this more than once. Officer puts the taser back in the holder, the X26, puts it back, goes to make an arrest, and gets punched in the head. What did you learn in taser training? When you pull the taser, you don't holster it until you have backup, until the situation's under control. If you're a very, very skilled fighter, skilled with your hands, that you can holster it and then go hands-on, use caution. I'm not saying yes or no. I did that, but only a couple times. If you got to pull that taser out, situation has evolved that fast, keep it out, get your backup there. I mean, the officer had already got on the shoulder mic, called for backup. Why would they go and put it up and try and make an arrest to get punched in the head? The backup's on the way. Wait, you're in public. McDonald's, no, you're not going to mace people. If you need to tase somebody, yes, you're alone. You've been taught in taser, you've been taught many times, prone handcuffing, kneeling handcuffing. If you got to go through your action, tase them, get them on the ground. You've learned how to speed cuff and cuffs. You should be able to cuff somebody with one hand. You got a taser in the hand, you tase them when they get control, and if you got to take that taser and put it by your armpit or something, get them cuffs on quick, keep that taser at the ready. If you've got a handgun out, police officers, 4 to 6 feet reactionary gap. If you got a handgun out, don't let them be 4 to 6 feet away. How about 10 feet, 12 feet away, 10 to 12. Do not hesitate. Keep that firearm in your hand. And it's extended. It's not in close and tucked in like this. You're not going and dealing with burglars like this. Put it out there like you're ready to fire. You know the firearm rules. Knows what's behind you. Know what's safe. Finger off the trigger. I'm not going to go through that whole checklist. Keep the firearm out. Don't let them get close enough to be fighting with you with a handgun in your hand. Shotgun and rifle, give them extra 2 feet of distance. Nobody should be fighting you while you have a firearm in your hand. If they're going to charge you, you make that decision. Are you going to engage them with a weapon? If all of a sudden they're empty-handed, can't shoot somebody empty-handed. Couple unusual circumstances that are very detailed. We'll have to talk about that on Messenger. They charge you empty-handed and you've got a handgun out. Your practice taking it out. You need to practice putting it safely back or sling it and go hands-on. Do not hesitate. Too many uniforms are getting injured, physically injured in fighting because they're hesitating. Correction officers, it's a little bit different, a little tricky. Say 4 of you roll into a general population dorm of 62 inmates. There's been a fight with weapons. You come in, maybe 2 tasers. The other 2 to 6 officers don't have a taser. They have spray. Yeah, use caution. You don't want to get your buddies affected and spraying everybody. Let the ones with the tasers up front, let them do their thing. They'll make the announcement. Let them start with a taser. Now, 64 against 5 or 6, yeah, you to make a tactical retreat, you always know the doors behind you and how to get to it. And your booth officer is watching to help you to get to that. But don't give it up unless you have to. Don't give it up. Don't give up distance and ground in conversation. Police, you respond to McDonald's, Burger King, to a restaurant, any restaurant. You've come through the door. You're in the lobby. You're dealing with people. For court's sake, argument's sake, I might take 1 step back so I can say I did take a step back for everything that gets on video. I stepped back, I gave them another warning, and then I did such and such. If you've accomplished entering the door, getting into the lobby, you're face to face, eyeball to eyeball. His eyeballs, her eyeballs are big and wild and crazy, looking like this, and whatever's going to happen, you don't run out the door and let him chase you across the parking lot. You've gained that ground. You're inside. You're in the lobby. Police get paid to deal with things. We got to deal with it. We know that. Think about all this. I don't mean to rant and rave. I hardly ever do this. I hardly ever be preaching. But we got to cut back on officers being killed, police and corrections. We got to cut back on the injuries. It's not acceptable to go to the hospital, get a bunch of stitches, face, eyeballs hanging, be like this. You're going home alive, but is this permanent? Is this way over here permanent? Is the teeth, the mouth, everything, the jaw broke? You're not working. You're on workers' comp now. You're on 66%. Now all of a sudden you got bills going to stack up because you can't work. So everybody in uniform wearing that badge, you can't afford to get injured and be missing work because of an injury. You miss work when you take vacation and enjoy your family. But think about this. The next time before you start your shift, tonight, tomorrow, whenever, Monday, the family you have, the kids, 2 grandbabies for me now. The Beast has 2 grandbabies. How exciting. I got a lot to live for. Lastly, Beast is coming out of retirement. The applications are in. I'll be hired this summer, back in uniform, back in a cruiser. Sergeant Beast Larson, be on the road again. So stay with me. There'll be a lot more training, a lot of other things, a lot of tactical things coming. Remember, hold your ground, hold your weapons. Don't give it up unless it's an extreme emergency, life and death. Hold what you've got. Put that uniform on. You protect and you serve. You didn't put the uniform on to run out the door and have somebody chasing you. Hold your ground, hold your weapons. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. I'm going to enjoy my grandbaby.